Hi everyone, my name is Kelab, son of Lachimanan. I am from DKM2D. My registration number is 01DKM21F1131. Today I would like to explain about the Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia. So, let me start with the introduction for Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia. The Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia was established under Section 85, Part 12 of the Consumer Protection Act 1999, Act 599. Even the Tribunal operates under the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs. Section 86 of Act 599 provides that the Tribunal shall consist of a chairman and a deputy chairman from the members of judicial and legal service and not less than 5 other members of Tribunal appointed by Minister. As we all know, there are several objectives of this establishment of Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia. First of all, let me start. It is established to provide an alternative forum to civil courts for consumers to claim their redress in respect of any kind of goods and service purchased by them. Secondly, it is also established to hear and determine claims in an independent and just manner. By doing so, they don't need to worry about the issues they are faced by using their goods or service purchased. Thirdly, it is also established to develop the law on consumer protection. As a result, when the law of consumer protection being stronger, there are less probability for a consumer being cheated or unsatisfied with the goods and service purchased by them. Next, I will explain about the function of jurisdiction of tribunal. Based on the Act 599, as a consumer, the claims as they made for the damages for the purchase of goods and services permitted under the jurisdiction of the tribunal. Secondly, the maximum amount of claim as a consumer can be made is not exceeded to 50,000 ringgit Malaysia. Thirdly, the claims made should be accrued within the 3 years of the claim. Not only that, there are several types of consumer claims that made by the consumers using the Tribunal of Consumer Claims Malaysia. First of all, seller or provider adding extra charges beyond the limit. For instance, they are adding high amount of delivery charges for the product or service purchased by consumers. Secondly, consumers or customers being unsatisfied when sellers fail to offer free gift as they mentioned to. Sometimes, sellers or providers posting advertisement as they will offer free gift if purchase their goods or service, but they refuse to do so. Seller denied to sell the product or service even though the product is still available. When the customers try to get the good or service, they refuse to give them better explanation and refuse to sell it to the customers. This kind of things making customers to become unsatisfied with the service provided. Not only that, when the products or service they purchase or fail to reach them, they become unsatisfied too. Sometimes, seller using delivery service providers who are really bad in customer service. So, it becomes hard for the product or service reach to the hand of the customers. Furthermore, poor quality of product or service is also one of the type of consumer claim that being hot soup among the consumers too. The sellers or providers fail to offer the product or service which is with the money paid or value for the money. This thing causes increasing amount of consumer claims among consumers. Last but not least, standard issues of safety of goods or service matter too. For instance, things like high voltage of socket ordered by the consumers or customers via online reaching by the hands of the customer without the user guide. How can they use it without they know the peak voltage or usage without an user guide, as it may dangerous. As we all can see here, there are several types of consumer claims based on goods purchased which will be filed by Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia. For instance, gadgets like smartphone, laptops, smartwatches, or our daily clothes, tickets such as bus tickets, flight tickets, and more. Not only that, even vehicles like car, trucks, motorbike, electronic things, furnitures, which are mostly giving issues for the consumers after being purchased, will be claimed too. Furthermore, there are some types of consumer claims based on service provided by service providers, which will be filed by Tribunal for Consumer Claims for Malaysia too. For example, maid agency who bring international workers for working as a maid in Malaysia, travel agency whether international or national agencies, home renovation services, wedding packages, treatment programs, or even some insurance policies. So, this kind of customer claims are being made in Tribunal for Customer Claims Malaysia. Therefore, let me explain about the procedure of making consumer claims with Tribunal of Consumer Claims Malaysia. Before I enter the procedure, I would like to say a few words about the consumer rights. As we all know, consumers have all the rights to receive fair judgment, which include compensation for purchased goods or services if they feel unsatisfied with that. They can submit a claim for a compensation to the Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia. As we all can see here, there are several steps for the consumer claims. If the consumers or customers feel unsatisfied with the goods or service provided, they should file for a claim by filling up a form which called Form 1, which is available at all the tribunal branches out there, or it can be even downloaded from the e-tribunal portal. They should take note that the filling fee is just 5 ringgit to file a Form 1. They also should not forget to serve the trader whom they are filling for a claim. Then both the parties need to attend a hearing of the claim on a fixed date by the tribunal. Form 1 should be filed within 14 days from the date opponent received that form, and the Form 2 should be filed in 4 pages. Payment for the Form 2 is 5 ringgit as well, and it will be registered, and the date will be fixed by Tribunal for Consumer Claim of Malaysia. Not only until then, when the body who made consumer claim received the Form 2, they will make the Form 3 again, and the Form 3 should be filed in 4 pages at Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia within 14 days. Form 3 from the both parties will be sent to the both opponents for the consumer claims, and the forms will be registered, and the date also will be fixed too. When the claim is settled with the consent of both parties, Tribunal will issue an agreed award, which is also known as Tribunal orders. There is mandatory limit under the law that they can only make claims that is not exceeded to 50,000 ringgit. In a nutshell, Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia is one of the most important elements in Malaysia ever. This is really helpful and significant to maintain the peace and harmony in our country among the consumers. Not only this, the laws of the Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia should be strengthened more. As a consumer or customer, we should know our rights when purchasing any kind of goods or services out there. So I would like to end my session with a powerful quote ever which describes the beauty of the customer or consumer, which written by Anita Roddy, which is, don't underestimate the power of the vigilant customer. So, smart people always analyze with whatever they buy or purchased. So thank you for Mr. Po Chuartan for giving me a golden opportunity to explain about this Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia. Thank you, sir.